Hello, welcome back to TEESSIDE TAKEOVER. My name's Nathan, aka Purple Viking, and this is episode 3 of the Stockton journey. We're now getting a little bit further into the seasons, and we're getting with the bigger boys now. We're going to be aiming for the third consecutive title. The first two seasons we absolutely smashed it, to be fair. So hopefully we can keep that going. I do stream this series live on Twitch. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, usually 3:30 till 7:30 if you want to watch anything live. But let's get into the episode, guys. So, starting off with the transfers. As you can see, we always have a pretty busy transfer period with it being at this level of football. Players come and go. But some of the players to mention that we kind of didn't really want to lose, but ended up losing. One for sure was Max Haygarth, the ex-Man United youth that we had. He left. Basically, he wanted a massive pay rise in wage. As you can see there, 1.3k a week now that kid's on. Probably deserved it. However, obviously Stockton cannot afford that level of wage at all. I think at the time when I signed him, I'm sure he was on something like £200 a week. So he got a huge pay rise. So there's no way we're going to keep him. He left. And also Isaac Marriott, he was another decent player who left. Isaac Marriott, another one of our centre mids. He also left and jumped up quite a little bit. Not quite as much as Max, but up to £475 a week. Which again, we just can't afford those numbers. Not just for a kind of average centre midfielder. If it was our out and out best goal scorer, potentially we'd push the boat a little bit. But I'm not willing to do that with an average midfielder. Out of the rest of them, there was no real big losses there really. We loaded a couple of players out just to give them some game time. But apart from that, not too much going out. However, coming in, again, we took advantage of a few loans at the bottom there. But we actually did get some really, really good level players in this season. All in majority being in midfield. We got this guy here, Zidane Iqbal. The Thief bit just a nickname from our Twitch chat using the channel points. But he's normally called Zidane Iqbal. He's an Iraqi player who actually gets his game for Iraq as well. So that's our second international player at Stockton. We've got a Doka Chima in centre-back playing for Italy. So our second international, that's a bit crazy, but look at those stats. Those stats are insane. And he was a driving force in midfield. Him and the next couple of players I want to show you. So you've got Zidane, who came in. That was that one. And you got Alastair Smith. He did come in a little bit later. However, just look at those stats. 6'2", he's pacey, agile, he's got plenty of strength, good teamwork, tackling, technique, not tackling, he's got 6 tackling, dribbling, work rate, anticipate, he's so good on the ball, 11 composure, that man was amazing. And finally, we got Mark Doneger. I'd probably say, even though stats-wise, he's probably not the best out of them, this guy's season, we randomly just got a Twitch follower while I'm just streaming a YouTube video totally offline. We like that. Get in. So this guy's stats, they don't look amazing compared to the last two, especially the pace stats. He's a lot slower and his stamina's not great. However, this guy, oh my days, free kicks, corners, passing, he's just an absolute dream to have in that midfield three. Yeah, so I'll actually show you how the team performed in terms of best 11 for the team. There's them three I've just mentioned there: Smith, Zidane, and Doneger. As you can see, we always mention this in terms of the best rating. Mark Doneger absolutely smashed it. 45 games, 10 goals, an average rating of 7.48 from midfield. He does play Mazzala, so he does get up a little bit. However, this guy was an absolute monster. He just does everything. He takes my corners, he takes my free kicks, he gets long shots in, he controls the play. He was an absolute dream, especially alongside these two. Amazing. Other people I mentioned who had a really, really good season was Luke Cox, centre-back. Actually scored 8 goals as well. Quite similar to Adam Nicholson in Season 1. Majority of those coming from that front post corner routine that we do. But an overall rating as well of 7.23 across the 34 games he played. So he had a really good season. Little bit lacking in the goals, however, this time. As you can see there, Jamie, 44 games, only 15 goals. That wasn't great. Overall rating was good though, over 7 for a rating. So he's done well. He just hasn't scored as many as he normally does. That's kind of what a 1 in 3 average. Usually more towards 1 in every 2. But still a decent season. This guy though, as you can see, Kevin Spinelli did have that 1-to-2 ratio. This was one of the ones we got in on loan, I believe. I'll show you Spinelli's stats. He's actually at Gainsborough, so you're getting a little sneak peek of what happened in the following season. He did leave, but these are this guy's stats. He's not too good in the acceleration department, but in pace, nice 11 pace, good stamina, good off the ball, good finishing, good composure. All in all, quite a decent striker, good technique as well. So all in all, and 6'2", which is handy. Does win the occasional header, 6'2", 10 jump and reach. Not bad at all. But yeah, that was the best 11. That was kind of how they performed. Let's have a look in some of how the actual games went. So here we are. Not a bad start, to be fair. Friendly was a nice clean sweep. We generally tend to do quite well in the friendlies. But quite a steady start. What's that? 3, 7, 9, 10 games. 10 games unbeaten to start the season off. 3 of them being in the Cups, mind, but 10 games in all, unbeaten. And for a change, doing well in the Cups. We always seem to do pretty poorly in the Cups. Like I say, the first year was totally my fault, but that second season, we just didn't perform. First game of the season, we were out, gone. However, we got through this time. So, 4-0 smashing of Tadcaster. That was quite a decent game. Not the greatest form, with a couple of draws to start with. However, having unbeaten, and look at this, 8-0 walloping.
Oh my God! Wow!
So yeah, after 9 games, this is how the season was looking, guys. As you can see, played 9, won 4, drawn 4, and lost 1 with a 17 goal difference. So we were definitely popping a few goals in. On 16 points, so just one win behind Basford. Yeah, so a pretty steady start, to be honest. Not bad at all. So yeah, back to those results. This is kind of how the form went after the good little start. Again, we kept it pretty steady, barring this. That was in the FA Trophy, so he wasn't too bad. Obviously, we don't like to be knocked out of trophies, but these things happen. Barring that 1 away loss in the league, we went on another absolute storming run again. 6 wins on the bounce there. Absolutely smashed it. With 3 clean sheets as well. And every game barring that 1, we scored at least 2. So the team was really doing well. And at this point, I really did think we were going to run away with the league. I'll show you a little update of how we were. I think it was at that point we were 19 games in, I believe. Yeah, so that's how the league looked after 19 games. As you can see, 19 games played, 11 won, 6 drawn, and only 2 losses. At the halfway point, only 2 losses in the season. However, the points at the top, look how tight it is. We've got Basford just 2 points behind us, even though we've only lost 2 games the whole season. Just 2 points behind. And Scarborough, to be fair, not far behind that as well, on 35. So it was a really, really tight competition, this one. You would have thought with the start that I would have probably been a little bit further away. But the other 2 teams were really giving me a good run at this point. And I think at this point it was where kind of the season changed a little bit. So we went from 2 really, really strong runs in the league, and we hit a bit of a dip in form. I'll show you that now. So as you can see, that unbelievable run quickly came to a halt. And we actually didn't get a win within 5 games. So we went from only losing 2 games in the whole of 19 of the halfway point in the season, to losing 2 in 5 and drawing the other 3, which I couldn't quite believe. Nothing really happened within the team that caused it neither. We didn't have any suspensions or long-term injuries or anything like that. We just randomly hit a real big dip in form. And I wasn't, at this point, obviously, like I say, I do live stream every game. At this point, I was thinking, have I screwed the season up? because they were, with those other two teams being so close behind me, I really did think it was kind of game over, to be honest. But we stuck by it, and kind of, as you can see from the form here, we quickly bounced back after 5 games. The next, I think the following, I think it's 12 or 13 games. I think we won. Is it 9 of them? Let me just count them. 3, 6, 9. 9 out of 13 we won, which was fantastic. We did have one little result I wasn't too happy with though. We had this Warrington. We got beat 1-0 at home. This game I was just really pissed off for this game. I was getting chances. My team just weren't hitting the target. It was just one of those games, and yeah, we got beat 1-0 unfortunately. Right in the 81st minute, we could sense it was coming. I just couldn't hit the target, and they just kept having highlight after highlight of those weird kind of set piece ones. But hey ho, any other ones? Whitby. Ugh. My one of my viewers called Outram. He's from Whitby, and he actually cheered them on. Bearing in mind we were getting right to the business end of the season. Outram was cheering Whitby on, so that was a bit of a... He's one of the mods in chat as well. That was frustrating. And they actually beat me 2-0. I used to work in Whitby for about 5 years. But never mind. We had a really, really strong run at the end. Really strong run. All the way to the end. Last 4 games. 3 wins out of 4. And a cracking end to the season. And this is how the league ended up finishing. Drum roll, please. Badoosh. 3 seasons, 3 titles. Absolutely class. Bit of a, like I say, a bit of a weird season with that weird dip in form. However, we just had so many good runs. It was kind of inevitable, to be honest. The amount of wins that we end up getting. As you can see, we actually, barring this one team here, Basford, it was 4 more wins than any other team in the league. They actually did quite well in the draw department. Only 9 draws, which was really, I think, was like the second or third lowest in the league for draws. So they did pretty good, to be honest. But only losing 7 out of 42, I was pretty pleased with that, to be honest. And look at that goal difference. Look at that goal difference. Almost 18 better off. I think we did best in goals and defence this season, I think. 34, yes, we did. 81 goals scored. So pretty good all round, to be honest. And considering Jamie wasn't kind of firing on all cylinders in front of the goal, we had like a nice little rotation between our squad there. So that was good. But 3 seasons, 3 titles. We're off to a really good start. So that's going to take us into the Vanarama National League now. We're in the northern. We'll be in the northern side of things. So I think that's probably going to be our hardest step up, to be honest. I feel as though going from the kind of northern leagues to the Vanarama leagues, that's probably the biggest step the team's going to take. And to be fair, I think I'm probably going to lose a couple of players. Zidane was insane. Doneger and Smith, my top 3 midfielders and probably best 3 players within the team. I'd be very, very surprised if we can manage to hold on to all 3 of those. That might cause me an issue. I'm not too sure. But we'll see how we do. That's it, guys. If you do want to watch this live, I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays and Sundays at 3:30 until 7:30. So yeah, that's going to be it, guys. If you did like the video, please drop it a like. Let us know anything in the comments if you want to ask any questions about the team or anything I missed. And we'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.